And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kongens Judge, Kiari Moody, known as the YouTube's favorite show, Whale or Fail. How we doing? Woo. All you beautiful people out there, welcome to today's episode of Whale or Fail, where if you're failing, you're whaling, and if you're whaling, guess what? You're probably failing, my friends. Today, we got something a little bit interesting. Feel free to hit me with your oohs and ahs down below. What if, with this holy stick of wealth that I have here, what if I could do a skedaddle skadoodle? We'll turn the hyperdrive price into a noodle down, not $10, not $20, not $30, but a $40 discount. People, we just got wind of something very interesting, and this is one of those few offers where, despite any place you might be in the game, if you're of the spending variety, of course, this is likely going to be shaped up to be one of the best offers in the game. CG is doing a massive discount on the Hyperdrive Bundle. Now, the Hyperdrive Bundle, we're going to talk about, it's fallen off to some degree before the price they're presenting. Whew, this is hard to pass up on. Yesterday, late last night, in the bowels of the Galaxy Heroes forums, the beautiful one and only CG Meathead, the community manager over there, let us know that there's an upcoming Hyperdrive Bundle deal. And I've been getting questions, is there a Hyperdrive Bundle 2 coming? We'll talk about that a little bit. Let's focus on what we have in front of us today, folks. Here's what we got. Hi, Hollow Temple Heroes. For a limited time, we'll be reducing the cost of the Hyperdrive Bundle down to $9.99. They're not saying they're dropping it by $9.99. They are reducing it to the lovely price of $9.99, not $10, because that's too much. $9.99, that's that sweet spot right there. The Hyperdrive Bundle unlocks a massive stockpile of gear, ability materials, currencies, energy. There's something that's kind of implicit between all this. Loads and loads of relic materials, as we're going to talk about, as well as instantly unlocking 73 characters and 20 iconic ships. It used to be just a tad over 60, but they've changed a little bit. We've gotten a few other things that were added to it over time to make it a little bit more updated. Here's when the magical time is going to be happening. Starting December 16th. So in a couple days from now, I feel bad for anyone who recently bought the license. If you bought this way back in the day, it's a different story. But if you just recently bought this, kind of missed out on the better deal here. To be fair, this was completely out of left field. We were not expecting it. It's going to be ending January 13th, 2025. December 16th, January 13th. So again, I heard the holidays are around the corner for some of you people out there. Maybe ask grandma. It's hey, can you throw an extra $10 in there? Come on. It's the season of giving. The season of giving money over the CG Capital Games. Oh, people. Let's get a little bit more chatter on this, and then I'm going to share some bonus stuff with you. I want to do a little flex that the Kyber Club did the other day. Don't worry, we'll show you that towards the end. But let's pull up this Hyperdrive Bundle. I think here's the real incentive here, people. Aren't you tired of seeing this in your game? Are you tired of seeing pop-ups or whatever for the Hyperdrive Bundle? That right there alone, that should sell you $10 to get rid of this eyesore that's been in the game here. Let me pull this up here. So originally the Hyperdrive Bundle, for those that remember, this was a $100 bundle way back. Was it 2020, 2019? I can't remember the specific date off the top of my tactile scanners. Well, to be fair, we got the Gucci goggles on. No tactile scanners today. Even in the context of back then, this was a big deal. It literally hyperdrived you right away, because back then, if you're playing the game recently and you don't like the intro, let me tell you, it gets even worse, my friends, where back then it was kind of a pain to get to level 85. Of course, they sped things up since then, but this alone, if you're starting a new account, this might be a time where some people start alt accounts. Maybe you want to try to get your friends and family into this lovely game called Galaxy Heroes. This gets you straight to level 85, skipping all that stupid stuff at the very beginning. But the other things we have here are all of the juicy stuff below. To be frank, though, the characters are the least important thing about this whole deal, because you don't get shard shop currency out of it. And let's be real, level 80, 5-star gear, whatever this is, 8, 9, I can't remember, characters, not going to be very helpful in the game. But what we need to focus on, people, is the other stuff. Now, the ship stuff, getting 5-star ships saves you a lot of time. That's a little bit different here. But all these juicy things, for $10 alone, let's just be real here. Again, this is assuming you're a spending player, you're abiding to the in-game economy that is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and you're a frequent member of this society. Again, if you're not into spending on mobile games, whole different story, of course. I'm not going to argue with you, but 2,000 crystals alone, that's way more than $9.99 of crystals you would buy in game. So right there alone, this is why I'm saying, if you're any level of spender, whether you're, just a plankton, or, maybe you're a dolphin, minnow, whatever they call it, and you're a kraken, whale, it doesn't matter if you're early game, end game, this is gonna be a big deal that's going to apply to a lot of different spenders that exist in the game. We're gonna go over the other stuff. Besides the 2,000 crystals, which obviously right there, boom, you're getting your value right there. Again, if you abide by the Galaxy of Heroes valuation, credits, whatever, whatever. The other currency is not too important. But we got Zetas. It always annoys me if there's Zeta numbers. Why can't you just give it 20 anyways? It's fine. 10 Zetas plus technically an additional 2 if you use the fleet currency right there. But let's keep moving down. The more important stuff is right here. A lot of energy you're getting. The Chirotech alone. Every 50, again, if you're just doing a raw crystal analysis, it's about $10. So that right there, $20 of Chirotech there, $20 of Chirotech there, that's $40 of Chirotech there. But now we get to all the other things here. Yes, we have the energy, we have the the other Zetas and whatnot, crystals, all this gear that you're gonna be getting. This is all gonna be very valuable at the minimum. Of course, you can use this to gear up some characters. At the very minimum, Relic scrapping. We have some rough numbers on what this would look like if you would scrap all of the gear here, people. Let me show you. Bring them on over. Here's a beautiful post that the one and only over on the Reddit page, Holy Sit Kit, put a little quick analysis here together. Thank you, my friend, for blessing our lovely community with just some quick napkin math here. All I want to shoot for right here, people, is this. Basically, if assuming you're not even crafting, like our rhodium heat sinks, I believe the math was not even crafting. You should always craft. I mean, technically, yeah, they're giving you crap valuation. I get it, Gary. Yeah. The Jawa is not your friend. Remember that. The Jawa is not your friend in that whole scavenger thing there. 280 rhodium heat sinks, assuming you're not even scrapping. 694 chromium transistors. But let's be real. The two biggest things that annoy, I think, most people, probably even more than Relic 7 and 8, 9, potentially. These two things right there, bronzium wiring, carbonite circuit boards. You would be getting 1,556 bronzium wiring, 2,010 carbonite circuit boards. Assuming you just take all that stuff you were given and scrap it, that is a lot. That is a lot. And again, this isn't even the sole analysis when you're gonna look at what am I getting out of the $10. So we're really just, I don't know if I gotta drive the point home anymore, people. For $10, the crystal owner past it. The Chirotech value is well past that. The relics and energy is where the real money's gonna be, right there. That's basically, when we get those relic packs that show up and people like to buy those, this is the next best thing to that. Except this requires hard cash of $10, whereas the other ones require crystals. So want to put that on your radar if you are someone that's considering buying the license or Hyperdrive Bundle, two different things. But you're considering buying, whether you're starting an alt account or whether you're just a current player that wants to get all these resources. I wish I could buy this again. My main account, I already bought the Hyperdrive Bundle. My free-to-play account, I wish I could buy this, but I'm shackled by the chains. That is the free-to-play lifestyle, unfortunately. But I would buy this. I wish this was an offer that they would do more often. I would buy this myself for my main account. My gosh, what this a monthly thing? Shoot, take my money. I would be glad, happy, enthusiastic to spend money. Most of the time when I spend money in this game, it's not from an enthusiastic perspective. It's mostly torture, but that's just the life. That is Galaxy of Heroes. So now the question arises, is there a Hyperdrive Bundle too? Before new inventory comes in. I know it's not one-to-one to this game because it's all fictitious at the end of the day, right? Is it? We're playing in a fictitious economy where the dark forces that siege control supply and demand. Oh my gosh. Anyways, the point being is sometimes fire sale before the new generation of stuff comes in. Here's the thing, the Hyperdrive Bundle, besides the few things that I proposed here, the characters are the weakest part of this. This doesn't really help anyone. 5 stars does not get you there. This game is all about 7 stars or bust. You can't really do much with the purple gear. Could they be going for a Hyperdrive Bundle too, like some people have been asking? I feel like their new generation of stuff is lightspeed builds. That's what I believe, and we've been getting lots of lightspeed builds that are more targeted, where this, it's more just a giant paintbrush. just to kind of get people up and running, give them a bunch of resources inside of their arsenal. I mean, if they were going to do a new Hyperdrive bundle, I think we would need to get beyond 5-star level 80 gear, whatever. What the gear levels? Let's say, yeah, what is it? Gear, resource, the characters. What is it? What is the level is this here? You can't remember off the top of my head. It's like, what, gear 8, gear 9? I'm like looking at the portrait. Like, I know there's always an additional layer that looks to be like a gear 8, right? I can't remember. Anyways, the point being is it's trash. No one cares about it. If they're going to do a new gen, at the minimum, you need like gear 12. At the very minimum, if you're going to do a Hyperdrive bundle too. Ideally, I know some people are gonna not be happy about this. You take like the Lightspeed bundles and somehow combine them into a Hyperdrive bundle. You know, do like a little package deal. But I already bought it. But you know what? Someone already bought this as well on top of that. I don't know. Monetizing stuff is always an interesting thing when it comes to these games. But anyways, people, just want to get on your radar if you are someone that's wanting to, at least at the minimum, just get a bunch of resources. $10. Way beyond that. Even technically $50, even if it was going to stay this way. Remember, it got discounted from 100 to 50. Who knows? It might go from 50 to 10 at some point as a permanent thing. This is already well beyond the $50, but $10. Now we're sweetening the deal. Grief Karga, Una reverse card. And, you know, speaking of Grief Karga, they did add a couple other characters since then, you know, like Grief Karga, I believe you had down here. You got, you know, you get Boss, Captain Rex. This is some of the recent stuff they did about a year or so ago. But before we go, people, I want to do a slight Kyber flex over here, just to kind of get the conversation. I want to talk a little bit more about Balin Skull, but you know, we'll probably wait a bit more. We just got through our first week of 5v5 Grand Arena, and he's doing really well. He's doing really well, and I'm excited for the rest of the season to pan through. But I want to show us this. The other day, we did a crazy thing, and I was looking. It's like, is this like the world's first like solo against Malgus? Check this out. Just this past week, there were only 4 people that soloed with Balin. The other thing's not that important, but check that out. Right there, people, that's us. That's us right there. 1v5 the Malgus out there. Give you guys a round of applause. That was an insane Grand Arena. Maybe Balin's not the craziest, the best on defense, but let me show you something. He is bangalicious on offense right now. How much of it is associated with Datacron? It's not a great mother like Datacron, where hers is insanely powerful. He's got a good Datacron, but it's, you know, I think a lot of his power is just front-loaded into those Omicrons. But look at this. Against all the teams in the game, Balin Skull has an 89% win rate. Pretty good again. How much is that associated with Datacrons? Hard to say right now. And then if we look at how many, how's the win rate against Galactic Legend, about 84%. Not too shabby, people. Again, very happy with Balin. As I remember the initial review, it's like, you know, he might not be that great without the Omicrons, but I feel good about the Omicrons and what it's going to look like. And now that we're actually using him on offense, he's been doing some good stuff, people, but we have to wait and see. Give it more time. I'm liking him, but I just want to share that little flex that the Kyber Code community did, because that was that was incredibly hype. But anyways, people, give yourselves a round of applause. That's gonna wrap it up for today's episode of Wheel or Fail. Hopefully you guys have a couple dollars laying around. Go ahead, look between the couch cushions. I don't know, maybe your grandma. She won't know. What she won't know won't hurt her. Please don't steal from your grandmas, people. They love you. Anyway, scraping the Empire today, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.